Hi guys, today we are looking at how we can create a R&D activity. By creating these activities, we will be able to then assign our issues to either core, supporting, or non-R&D activities, and therefore easily identify which elements of our development are potentially claimable under the R&D tax incentive. So let's get started by clicking on the project for which we want to do this. We'll go to project settings and then Tracka. So that was a little snapshot of all the issues that we have in our project on that home page. But through Tracka, we can also see that we have 13 of those issues, and none of them have been assigned to either R&D or non-R&D activities. So we're not really sure which category they fall into. And we can see this through the dashboard because there's no meaningful data here. If we scroll down, every single issue is in the list, and all of them are yet to be set. So in order to assign them, we first have to create the activities, and we do so by selecting activities details and creating a new activity. What you're going to notice, though, is that there's already an R&D activity 1 and a non-R&D activity set for you. Those are default. So we'll create a new activity for our purposes. We're going to call it compression algorithm. And we've got a description for this. We'll copy and paste that in. It can be a core activity or a supporting activity. We're going to keep it with a core activity. We'll create that. And now we have 3 activities, R&D activity 1 and non-R&D activity being our default, and compression algorithm, our third. We have the name, the description, the activity type, and as well as new knowledge and technical challenges. And you should be coming to this section ideally once a week. Once a fortnight would be great, but at least once a month, and just updating what the new knowledge is that you have been generating through your development and the technical challenges that you have been faced with. How you're going to overcome those challenges, or perhaps maybe you weren't able to overcome those challenges. You should definitely write all about that. If you can do that on a really regular basis, you'll be staying well ahead of the curve and being able to substantiate your R&D claim. Great. And now that we have created an activity and we know all about the activity, how best to use it, let's refresh the page and go back to the dashboard. So we're back in the dashboard. We can see all our issues. They haven't been assigned. And now we want to assign them. Now we can do this via bulk edit. And there is a great video about how best to do that. But for now, we're just going to do it one by one. So we'll click on our first issue. And we can see here that the R&D activity has not been assigned, and we're going to assign it to compression algorithm. So when we refresh the page, we'll see a change in the dashboard, and that's visually being represented by this graph. So whereas we had 13 total issues and 0 unassigned, we now have 1 assigned, and that's being shown by the green. It's only been assigned to compression algorithm. That's why that is a total high here. If there were different activities and issues were being assigned to different activities, this would obviously look very different. All of them have been unset except for the one which we just did. So just to recap, we've looked at how you can create an activity, how to label it, describe it, where you can be putting really valuable information into new knowledge and to technical challenges that you've been faced and developing throughout the process, and how as you go along and continue to assign issues to activities, you'll get a lot of meaningful information as to which issues are R&D related, if they're core, if they're supporting activities, or if they're non-R&D related in the first place. Hope that was really helpful. Best of luck with your reporting.